Hey guys, Jeeps here, and welcome back to the MechWarrior Online closed beta for the last time. That's right, this game is about to go into open beta. In fact, it is going into open beta tomorrow. That is Monday, the 30th of November. So, first of all, I would like to say if you have been at all interested in this game, now is your chance. Go make an account. You can probably download the client now. I'll admit I haven't checked, and obviously I already have it. But you should look into it if you were at all interested in this game, if you've played old MechWarrior games, if you've always just kind of wondered what MechWarrior is about, if you just like the idea of mech combat that is kind of very slow and methodical and very kind of tactical, and you're not moving around really fast, even in the fast mechs, I would highly recommend checking it out if you haven't figured it out yet, despite this game's flaws due to it not being done yet. I think this game is fantastic, and I highly encourage you to go check that out. But there's more to what we should be doing right now other than just saying, hey, open beta starts tomorrow. We should take a look at what this game is going into open beta with. So yes, I apologize, this is going to be another one of those videos where we're looking at menus and things are being explained, but I'll try and make it a little quicker than the Mech Lab preview. So, patch 1.0 went live this past Wednesday. What did that bring? Well, the first thing is this thing right here, Yenlo Wang. Let's go to the Mech Lab. Here he is. This is the first hero mech, which is to say he's a unique variety mech based on something from the Battletech lore. It's a unique variant of, in this case, the Centurion, so presumably hero mechs will just be unique variants of existing mech types. They are not following any of the standard canonical mech variants of that battle mech, except for the one that that specific character used. This means they'll get unique skins, unique loadouts, as you can see here. To compare it, the normal, if we were to say the standard Centurion, the standard stock model, the CN9A, has two medium lasers, an LRM-10 and an AC-10. If we go to Yenlo Wang, other than it being a little bit squatter, actually, so that could just be the way they took the picture, I don't know. This is two medium lasers and an AC-20, and that's it. Still has standard structure and armor, we'll get to that more in a minute. Has no missile hardpoints of any kind at all. 2 ballistic, 2 energy hardpoints. But does have substantially more armor than the ballistic type Centurion. So we go back down to the CN9A. It only has 272 versus 336. The AL, which is a laser variant, does have quite a lot more armor. It has 338, but that's only 2 more than this AC-20 sporting variety. So, unique variant, that's pretty cool. It's also ever so slightly faster. Also kind of cool. Now, there's another advantage you get with the hero mechs, and that is that they do get a C-bill boost, much like the Founders mechs, that you only receive while piloting that mech. Likewise, they can only be bought using MechWarrior credits. You cannot buy these with C-bills. I guess you could say it's on the fence, as I'm on the fence as to whether this whole matter is okay. The Founders mechs also give a C-bill boost. If you haven't, you can't even get those anymore. But you could make the argument this is buying power, I guess, but it is more just like buying a boost, and it's a boost that is tied specifically to this one mech, but it is permanent, unlike the boosters you can buy in game, which are temporary boosters, but those also boost experience. So you can see where I'm saying. You can say it's a gray area. I'm personally okay with this, especially since it's only tied to the one mech, and as far as a buying power thing goes, maybe it's just me, I don't actually think loadout-wise it's that powerful. At least not stock. Having a lot of armor is nice on the Centurion, and it is ever so slightly faster standard, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't have any problems with it. Likewise, on the Centurion note, the normal AC-20 variant of the Centurion has currently been removed. This, I believe, is because it is actually meant to have the Artemis system installed on its missile launchers, which, if memory serves, is a bonus targeting thing. It makes missiles that little bit more accurate. They group up better, more likely to hit one area, but they take extra weight, and you need one per missile launcher you have equipped. That is not actually in the game yet, so I believe they've just pulled the variant that is meant to have it while they're putting it in. They didn't want a variant missing something it's meant to have on, I'm not going to say launch, because this isn't actually launch, but on going into open beta. Like now, every mech that has a special thing, if that special thing is in the game, it's still here. If not, it is gone. That is the only case of it not being gone, being gone, however. But that's neither here nor there. Likewise, we now have another mech. The Cicada has been added, using another medium. Cicada is an incredibly lightweight, but lightweight in terms of armor, I guess to say, and weight. It's only a 40 3-ton mech. That only makes it 5 tons heavier than a Jenner. But it is stock the fastest mech. This is the slowest variant, is 113.4. But most of them are 129.6. That is extremely fast, which is good because they are extremely fragile. They don't have a lot of armor at all. They are relatively heavily armed for their size, and they're extremely quick. It's a medium scouting mech that can do a bit of hit and run. If you like a Jenner, you probably will also like the Skata. I personally think this thing looks awesome. I have not had a chance to try it out, but I've been kind of excited for it. It's nice that we finally have a very fast medium mech, even if it's very fast in the way that it actually more acts like a light, but is just slightly heavier. Moving on, they have also added in another variant of the Awesome, that is the Awesome 9M. This was not previously in the game because it required ferrofibrous armor, I believe, if we can find where that is. Nope, no, never mind. I guess this one didn't. I don't know what this one needed. This one needed something that kept it from being in the game. It's in the game now, that's cool. It has a ton of armor. I thought it needed ferrofibrous, but I am a liar. It is standard. Any of these have ferrofibrous? Am I looking at the wrong one? Am I looking at the wrong one? No. Apparently they just added another variant in. This one is by far the most expensive variant. Oh, that's the difference. It has a 320XL engine, making it a lot faster stock. And it has a very powerful loadout. Indeed. This is a very heavily armed mech. Jesus. Wow. Okay, that thing's scary. I'm gonna have to find one of these later. Moving right along, we also have the third variant of the Jenner at long last. This one was waiting on ferrofibrous armor, which is armor that weighs less but takes up 14 critical slots that are just chosen. It doesn't have to be in any specific area of your mech, but it takes up 14 extra critical slots that have ferrofibrous armor, but it weighs less, which means you get more armor out of it. Per ton, I think it's 12% more armor, so it's going to be somewhat variant on it. It's going to just make your mech a little lighter if you have it equipped. Endosteel structure has also been added, which is the same deal. Our structure normally takes up 10% of your weight automatically. Endosteel structure takes up 5% of your weight automatically, but takes up 14 slots. Again, these are called floating slots. They're just taken up where they can be fit in. It doesn't matter where. The last big thing they put in fact, I should show you these in a better way. Let's cancel out of this, go over to my Atlas, use this as an example. As you can see, they actually got rid of the configure mech button. When you click on your mech, you just go up here. We're gonna go over to upgrades. Here we have good old standard ferrofibrous armor, structure, and then heat sinks. You can shift your mech over to double heat sinks instead of standard heat sinks. You cannot have both of these equipped at a time. And double heat sinks do what you would think they do. They are double strength, but still only weigh 1 ton. However, there's a big catch, and that's that they take triple the amount of space as a single heatsink. So, standard heatsink is 1 ton, 1 slot. Double heatsink is twice the efficiency, 1 ton, 3 slots. So, it will change up how things work. The biggest downside to double heatsinks is, if you go over to loadout, I can demonstrate this a little better. If we were to go to the legs of a mech, and this is going to be the same for every mech, 4 slots of your legs are taken up by the actuators, the joints, and stuff like that. You only have 2 open slots ever in legs, which means you can't fit any. If you have double heat sinks, you can't fit heat sinks in your legs anymore. However, this just means it will benefit certain mechs more than others. Certain builds will not benefit in any way from double heat sinks because you won't really be able to fit enough of them to balance out the extra efficiency. Now, in an Atlas, for example, I could switch a bunch of heat sinks to my arms or something. I'm on a weird, funky custom loadout, so don't pay much mind to this. But there is one place that you do get a clear benefit, is they have also changed how heat sinks in the engines work. Now, previously, engines just had heat sinks built into them. There's nothing you could do about this, and it wasn't even very clear how this worked. Now, engines have a certain amount of heat sink slots built into them. This is based on the size and rating of the engine. For example, as you can see, a 300 rated engine has 2 heatsink slots. These slots do not work like the regular slots. No matter whether you're using single or double heatsinks, you can put that many heatsinks in it. So I have 2 heatsink slots. If I had double heatsinks, I could put 2 double heatsinks in here. So the engine slots are more valuable if you're using double heatsinks because it's effectively like having 4 heatsinks in there. This does help, I believe, balance out the fact you can no longer put heatsinks in your legs. But those are 3 very, very big things that have been added that make a lot of difference. Now, if we also look at these tabs up here, This is something that I can't really do anything with yet, but camo spec has been added. This is where there are skins and cockpit ornaments. There are none in the game yet, excepting if you bought, I believe it was last month's issue of PC Gamer, or this month's issue or something. There are codes to get a special skin and a hula girl, I believe, little ornament to put inside your thing. I might be wrong on what it actually was. I know that's how they got them. The systems are now in place to be able to add them. However, there are none in the game except for if you have those codes. Still very cool. Modules still there. Modules, words. Modules are still here. You have to unlock them with Pilot Lab experience, and then you can buy them in here. They've added a new one, which is the Advanced Zoom module, which actually sounds awesome. In addition to having your regular zoom-in function, which actually zooms in your whole camera, you instead can get a picture-in-picture zoom with up to 4x magnification, but it won't zoom your whole view in. You will get picture-in-picture to do it. I think that is a very, very potentially powerful thing, especially if you're not playing a dedicated long-range mech. If you're playing one that can just do some long-range combat, just being able to zoom in but still see your surroundings and be up close, very, very useful. If you're playing a dedicated sniper, probably not as big of a deal. You never really should be on your own anyway, so someone should be able to cover you. You should have playing like a Sniper Atlas, you should have a hunchback or something covering your butt. I mean, why wouldn't you? That's just smart. But yes, that is what is going in. We've got a new mech. We have so many more variants. One variant gone, but that's just until Artemis is getting added in. So much cool stuff. So many explosions. So many mech awesomeness things. I'm just saying words at this point. I hope you all will join me in playing this game. It is free to play, as I have said, and starting tomorrow, really, you have no excuse not to try it. You can jump right in. The website is mwomercs.com. The link will be in the description of this video. I'm sure they will have more information on how to sign up. Please come and join me. My pilot name is Atna. Feel free to add me. If you didn't guess that my pilot name is Atna, then you probably thought it was Atna Shadow. So, apologize for changing that up on you. Hope to see you all in game. I am really looking forward to seeing this game really open up. So as always, like, subscribe, share, blah, blah, blah. Leave comments if you, please leave comments if you just know anything or you want to talk about the game. It's a good game. I think it's a good game. And bear in mind, it is still going to be in beta, just open beta. It's not done yet. There are features still coming. And I trust Piranha will do a good job delivering them, because they really have done a good job delivering it, and they've shown that they're willing to push back release dates to make sure things get done, which for me is always a good sign. I like that when they prove they're doing things, which they are. So that's it for now, my friends. As always, I've been Jeeps. I'll talk to you guys later.